Hello, my lovely spectators. Dee here. Welcome to my studio. Today we're doing ABC April 2026, and it is tea. Tea could be so many things. I decided to go with tall tags, which maybe like seems a little bit on the side, but I am also going to be using a book in my stash. So I think I showed this book in a flip through Friday. Either it's already passed or will be coming, but it's a really cute book with botanicals in it, and the inside is cute. The cover is nice to make as a repurposed journal. The drawings are interesting. There's also photography. But what drew me to using this book today for tall tags are these long informational strips, which have the floral design and has information about, you know, the description of the plant, blooming, such like that. So the only problem is that they are on both sides, which is what struggles some people may find, because you have to lose half of your stuff. I know we have so many books. What's the big deal? But it is a big deal because you want to hoard things, and that's okay. So I'm going to harvest a couple of pages of this, and then I'm going to make some tall tags, and I'm going to try to be a little bit creative about this. So I'm going to make 6. So I'm just looking. Doesn't really matter. So what I want to, if I want to start to crack into the book for the first time, I'm looking for the center. And so this one has the center of the first signature somewhere over here. So each of the signatures, sorry, I had to cough a little bit right there. So each of the signatures has a section of these florals, and then so they're actually based upon like location. So I want to find a signature where, here we go, let's see, it's right here. So since this is the first one in the signature, I'm just gonna try to see if I can just pull it out. I was gonna use my little seam ripper in order to get under there, right? So crack the book, and then get under the threads and loosen up the signature. Okay, and so I just might as well do it like that. Okay, so this is my method that I found to be a little bit easier for me and how heavy-handed I am with doing things. So I'm gonna take this one page out. The rest are able to be accessed whenever. And we're gonna use this. So now, tall tag. A tall tag, to me, there are a lot of sizes, and most of the time I think people use tags that are, what is it called? Like 2x4 or 2x5, 3x6, or 4x8, something of that nature. I think I'm gonna do, to emphasize the tallness, I'm gonna do 3x8. Now I'm gonna focus, this is gonna definitely be in here. I'm gonna lose some of this and some of this down here, which is fine. It is what it is. And this is really cute, so I'm gonna be cutting those off. I'll put these little things in my stash, or maybe we'll even be able to use some of them. I don't know yet. Okay, so let's get my trimmer out. Well, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna cut them out by hand. Now they have a slight sheen, but not terribly shiny, which is perfect. Let's see here. Can I cut these out? Yeah. So what I want to do is I want to try to have one side is the main focus, and you'll see an entirety or more or less of one of the panels. Okay, and then I want the other side, let's see, does that match up perfectly? Yes, thank you. I want the other side to not be lost. So I have an idea. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try. So I'm gonna do this. Okay, and so I am like not the best strip with the scissors. So I'm on the black, but I'm a little wonky. I am gonna ink the edges of everything, but we're just gonna cut out like we're using six of the panels. Okay, with the idea to try to salvage some part of the other side. And that may or may not happen because of how narrow this is, but I had an idea, so we shall see. I think I want to do a 3x8 tag. I'm gonna need 6 of them, so I need 2 pieces of cardstock. This green cardstock I got for another project. I purchased for another project, so it was already in my stash. I didn't purchase it for this necessarily, so I'm using what I own. There's a lot of hashtags out here that I want to support and use what I own. I believe is Deb from the Bookshop. Okay. So I'm gonna push the hashtag in there. She's already gonna be mentioned down below, because I'm also following suit to what some other creators are doing, which is to kind of put mention people that we enjoy, people that we've just learned about. Just, have a little list. Maybe I'll change the list up every now and then. So I have a list of people that I do watch, people that have been very supportive to my channel. I don't want to necessarily do the whole shout out thing, which is another thing that Candy does, from Candy Crafty Creations. So we're all going to do that in our own way. I don't know how successful just putting it in the description is, because I don't know how many people actually read the description. I know I go to it and I do a quick little look-see on videos that have really entertained me. So, but anyway, that said, I really do want to use the mindset of creators supporting creators, and I actually have my own personal one that I love to put in there, which is creators inspiring creators, because we want to inspire you guys and each other with our creative tasks. So yeah, I'm just babbling, and it's not that it's babbling and it's nonsense, because I'm trying to fussy cut these, in a way fussy cut, for our project versus doing a fast forward or using the trimmer, because I don't think my blade is necessarily that sharp right now. So, and again, I am just winging this. I had an idea, it fit into the T. A lot of people are doing this, and I don't want to copy, even though my last one was a literal copy, but it wasn't a copy of an ABC April video. And I want to bring something different, or at least an idea. So yeah, a tall tag is not that ingenious, so to say, but hopefully when I do my little whatnots, it'll be something fun, if I may say so myself. Okay, all right, so we have a bunch of these little strips, which I'm gonna keep because we may possibly use them, including these up here. So, because you know what, I think I might want to actually even decorate the tags. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like I'm worrying so hard about, how long these videos are and stuff. So I'm just gonna have a chill. It's 5 o'clock in the morning here where I'm at. And yeah, I'm just gonna have a chill kind of session here and with you guys, and whatnot. I've been trying to do some organization. I've been trying to rework all the stuff that I have, because every time you create, you take things out that you want to use, you use them, you gotta put them back, because if not, it becomes a mess. And that could also be what does it say, a stopper, I guess, to creativity. And yeah, so cleaning up after you go or afterward is important. And the scraps, oh my gosh, the scraps are unbelievable. I had no scraps. I had really culled them down, and now I have another box of scraps. And it's like, I feel kind of guilty. And I'm not going to say it's yeah, but it is. Um, that I would just throw out a scrap. Like, I wouldn't really keep it. But then sometimes I feel like wasteful. But then if I need something little, I'm learning that, yeah, you need to have scraps. Anyway, so I don't know why. I was thinking of tearing it, but I wanted a nice clean edge. Okay, so let's take our focals and let's take our strips right here. And we're gonna just put these over here on the side for a moment. Now I am not gonna be able to freehand this. So I'm doing 6. I don't know if my cord is in my way here. I'm gonna do 6 of them. So I need 6. Now if I do them at 4, I will get 4 nice tags. There may be a lot of space. So let's just take a look at that measurement situation. So here is a 3-inch tag. Put this here, right? The 3 inches is right here. So that gives me, some space on the side, whatever, to kind of decorate and put something and do it offset, which I like to do. I don't always necessarily want everything smack dab in the center. So I think 3, because if not, we're talking about 4, and this is a lot of space that we then have to kind of figure out how to decorate and add something to. So I'm going to do 3, and I'm hoping that the 3 is going to work out for me. So I'm going to be able to get 4 across. So I only need 6. I'm only going to be able to get 1 more. So I need to do it out of, 2 sheets of paper right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it down to 8. Okay. So I'm going to push my laptop a little further away because I need to look over here. So normally I'm down here by where my eyeballs are. I'm going to take this guy out. I'm going to go to 8, and then I'm going to bring this across. Now this is going to be added to my scraps. I know, I'm sorry, that laugh was ridiculous. And I'm going to do 2, 4, 6, and I have 2 more. I'm going to put it off there to my scraps. Okay. Now, there was something else I had done. Where did it go? I was going to include it in today's video. It's part of the decoration. Oh, it's a layer. Excuse me. Yesterday, I used this strip of paper kind of situation as my base for my snippets. So I liked it, and I mentioned in the video that I was going to make more of just having that. I think it's fabulous. So I'm going to take parts of that and put it onto here as a side element to it. So that's going to be our first layer of decoration. Let me get the ink. I love dark, and I think I'm going to go with green. Meaning forest moss, to do my inking. So let's see here. This is not walnut stain. This is something else. Walnut forest moss. Yeah. So I got my forest moss. Okay. And it's so weird that they all look green to me. Free burlap. Okay, forest moss. Alright, I don't need this all in front of us. So if you're asking, it's a box from, not from Amazon, from the Dollar Tree with one of those rub-ons. And these are toilet paper rolls to help me keep them standing up. If you don't have a system for what I need right now, I need a system in order to make it happen. So I have that. I also want to do my angles from this little contraption, but this is not the right one. Here's my angles, and then I think I'm gonna round the bottoms. I don't know why I feel like that's part of this. Okay, so I'm gonna make this look at a tag first, and then I'll be able to decide just how long we need to cut those, right? Because we are, like I said, going to have to cut them down. I always use the biggest one, which makes a lot of people think is ridiculous because it doesn't really give. It's not giving, you know, tag necessarily. It's not deep enough as a tag. And I kind of sometimes think that it does look a little funky, but I'm too lazy to make. I have a bunch of credit cards that I've been hoarding. But that whole credit card twisting thing, I'm lazy. I'm so lazy. And I don't think it's that much of a big deal. I can agree, but I can also admit that this is just quicker and faster. So I use the largest one to get the essence. And sometimes if you have a panel or something that you're going to layer, you don't want that deep cut in because then you might have to lose some of the top. Like, for example, we're going to be limited by the angle of that little cut as to where I can place excuse me, as to where I can place the panel of the floral. You know me, I always gotta go look for my garbage can because it has legs. Okay, I have to have a little drink. You know what? I haven't even checked on you guys to make sure. Let me bring it down slightly so at least I can see the camera and know that I've gone out of view. And I'm just gonna do, let's see, yeah, just a little bit of a light little, the smallest one, the radius of 4 millimeters. Okay, and we're gonna do that. So we're past the halfway point, way past the halfway point of ABC April. How's everybody been enjoying it? Have you found any things that have really wanted to make you go and craft what the person has done? I would love to know. Anything special out there that you found? Because there are a lot of creators working on it. Okay, all right, so our bases are kind of set. Hold on. Oh, so sorry. Frog coffee, whatever. I didn't want to blow out your ears. All right, let's do some of the inking. So a lot of things I would fast forward through, depending upon if this video comes off to be way too long. I do want to try to keep my videos under. I've been successful for some things, but sometimes I feel like I'm chopping them up way too much. And I don't know, no one's told me in comments, but the chopping up or the cutaways, if that's an annoying situation, or something manageable that you deal with because you, how do you call it? You only have an hour to give to the video. So all right, so I like the green. I think that was a really nice choice. It gives that little bit of a glow. Since this is a botanical theme tag as well, it does also help with the green to be, having that glow. And then the edges are taking on a nice dark line, which I really think is the one thing that I enjoy a lot when I do my inking. I tend to be on the heavier handed side. And this cardstock, I believe it's called Sage. I don't know if it was too much. I just feel like I don't know where to go to get paper anymore. And where to get 12 by 12, so like solid. So I went on Amazon and I got these packets. I'm happy with the thickness, I'm happy with the quality. So I said, hey, so it's a nice green. It's green, it's subtle, and I think it almost plays like a neutral, because we were talking about that yesterday when I was building the snippet roll, right? So, and then working with this and also these little strippies, which may happen, and you know, depending upon how this all works out. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's a good color. I think it's a good color. I love green. Green is one of my favorites. I don't think there's any green. Well, maybe some of the bright holographic fluorescent greens might be a bit much, but green is one of my favorites. You can see that on my main screen of my channel. I don't really have a green streak of hair. My little caricature, my little element that I've been putting on all my videos, having fun with like the AI, has a green streak of hair. I used to have a lot of different colors. I went from like I even walked around for a minute with the hair that you get when you first bleach. Like that orangey, yellowy craziness. Because you know, you didn't really get it down to where you needed to get it down to. And now you have to, like, you know, either hit it again or keep it moving. So I'm trying. I feel like I'm missing some light. Hold on. All right, it's a little better, but it's not really that dramatic. So I have to scrounge around looking for the light switch. Well, kind of, sort of now. So yeah. So now I want to ink up this. I'm not going to ink up this paper. We're going to have to attach it and cut it down. We might ink up some of these pieces, but now let's look at these guys. So what I want to do is I want to figure out which is the focal and which one is going to be the one on the front, and which one is the one that we feel like is going to be lost, right? So between the two, I will go with purple, only because excuse me, my mother's favorite color. Since I already have a purple one, I think I'm going to go with the white on this side. Indian cucumber root. I love hyacinth, so I'm gonna, not that I've seen them like this before, but I'm gonna do that one. Wild oats, which is like this little bell. I think I like this because it has more going on, even though it's white flowers. Large flowered bellwort. I think I'm gonna do the yellow, and then of course I've got to do the mountain mint. All right, so now let's approximate. I'm going to wind up rounding the corners here and maybe putting a little bit of an angle here. So I need to figure out where I want this. So let's say if I wanted to go here, I'm going to see what that measurement is going to be. And that is about 7 1/4. So you know what? Let's just make it 7. So I'm going to pull them all out. Put them here like this, right? I'm gonna, again, I don't want to pull out the trimmer. It would be a little annoying. Alright, I'm gonna put this here. I got my blade and my scissor, my blade and my ruler. And I'm gonna find 7 1/4. And then I'm going to cut these off. Now, you have several layers. It's not about force, it's about repetition. Just keep yourself holding this ruler down, and then you'll be good, right? So, I feel like I'm a little off here. When I look over here. Sorry about the scraping. Okay. So I'm gonna I don't know if I'm gonna hold off because I might want to use these little icons in the bottom as part of the decoration. And since it's only 7, I think that my punch, because this is really thin paper, can make its way. So we're going to round up the corners here to kind of match the other rounding. Okay, and then we're gonna go up here. And we're gonna do the angle. Now I'm not gonna do the same angle because that's gonna be too much. I just want a hint of an angle. Okay. So let's put that over there for a minute. So I'm gonna keep those standing forward. So now I could put this right there. Okay. And I'm just going to turn it over for like a second. And I want to look here. And I'm going to measure here. Okay. So now what I'm doing is, this is where I want to put this. This is where the picture is of the other one. Excuse me. Morning coughing, sorry. I'm looking for a pencil. Okay, pencil. And I want to kind of approximate, and I'm going to put a little bit of a line as to where that is, right? And now, this is where I'm going to actually be. So what I wanted to try, and thank you, we have another one, is to take this guy, which is a square punch. I want to go about where the line is. This is a little hard, and put it in to where the picture may be, and then I'm going to slide it down and match it up and see. So this is my little trying to do a trick in order to kind of keep the other flower. So here's my front. And this will go on my stash because I love to cut circles and stuff like that. Here's our original. Let's see. We get a nice little cutesy in the back. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. Okay. So I'm going to use this for a minute. So this is the front, so keep the front up. Right. This is our front. So I'm testing if I'm gonna get a nice, so it seems like they're all gonna be in the same spot, so I can now use this guy as my template. And that worked out perfectly because of the way that the person's in the book situation, you know. So we're just gonna do a light little thing. And so I'm not adhering it just yet because I want to also try to ink the other side and whatnot. So, okay. So I'm always trying to look for interesting ways, right? I mean, you may think it's not, that it's a waste of time. Okay. Before anybody says, why is she so like nasty? It's not nasty. It's just, or negative. I just like to look from both standpoints and you know, kind of, you know, just think about it. To me, it was a fun way. It was a challenge to kind of come up with a way to be able to get the most out of the images, right? So I'm going to be able to kind of erase the pencil here. Excuse me. So I have one, and then we're going to have to do some more inking, and now I'm going to be able to turn this over. I hope you saw that. Oh my goodness, I'm like, did I just mess up? And if I did, I apologize. Punching out the hole. Okay. Again, I'm going to now I'm using the actual limitations of the punch on this side as that margin line. So I'm not thinking about that. I'm just thinking about the height. Okay, another one to go. Sorry. I don't know what it is. I feel like my body senses when I'm trying to do a video and it just wants to be gross. And be sniffly. But also it's when I can do a video, you know, when the fam is, you know, otherwise asleep or engaged in some other activities. Okay, so we're gonna probably not use these on this because of the fact that it's pretty much the same color. So I'm going to erase along top in case there was any kind of pencil mark, even though I'm going to try to ink. Not on this side, actually. Actually, it shouldn't even matter. Yeah, I shouldn't have to bother to do that. Duh. Okay, stop that. Stop that, Dee Dee, stop it. Okay, so perfect. So they're all nicely lined up. Because of the publisher doing such a great job, we're gonna have a nice little thing. So we're just gonna try to ink on this side the window for the other, and then I'll ink around as well later because that's easy enough to do. This is the cumbersome part, right? To get this inked. Okay. Yes. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, so what do you guys think of this? Having a little window on the back, because you know that there's some goodies back there. So when you turn it over, you still have it as a nice little area to write on, right? And stuff. But it's like a little surprise. I think I need to get some little daubers, finger daubers that are smaller than this, because I feel like the halo is getting a little bit aggressive. I talk after I've just told you that I love an aggressive inking. Also, there's these little bits right here. I don't think I'm going to worry too much about them. I could take my sander. Let's see if I can knock those down, because they might be visually a little bit of pain. I don't want to cause too much distress. I don't know if it's even worth it. Whatever. Maybe before I get any ink on it, it's not wet-ish. Yeah, a little bit, because some of them are a little bit pointy. It's like you gotta have, what do you call it? You gotta know where your limits are and stuff like that. Like, I work with students who, they just throw things together, and they're young people, they're teens, and they don't even, like, they don't care. Like, they don't care what their handwriting looks like. They don't care that, you know, something is totally wonky and whatever. And it's like, you know, it's just frustrating that they don't have pride in what they're doing, you know. So okay. All right, now I'm just thinking, what else am I going to put on here? Because the bottom is going to have words that are cut off, which is fine, of the main thing. I mean, that's part of it, because the thing is with us, we like the visuals, right? We're not making books that people are going to read, or ephemera that people are going to read necessarily. We're making ephemera for people to write on and to like and look at and be like, oh, this is pretty, you know, and be, you know, made to feel happy and joy and stuff. So let's see. I might probably want to bring in my circles. I always like a good circle when it comes to whatever. I still have some of those postage stamp stickers. That might be an element that I could bring in. And then another something that I could bring in is maybe one of these little strips. I can do something with that strip. We'll make a little cluster and we'll attach a cluster to each one. Okay. The outside inking of the back, I'll do later. You've watched me ink quite enough. Excuse me. All right. I do need to stop to get a drink. Okay, I do say that the stopping and whatnot, I much rather prefer versus the whole what do you call it, fast forwarding, only because it just saves me on my inking. Well, I just said, and I was a liar. I forgot I needed to ink these guys a little bit, right? Because I did cut them by hand, and they do have a little bit of a blackness, but just a little something, something, something. So let's do that. I didn't even add any other ink on there. And we're going to place this right here. Okay, and we still have our beautiful flower. So I'm gonna do a perimeter. Oh my goodness. Up here, a nice tight perimeter to the edge. Okay, and I'm gonna do this over here. Now I was just thinking that, you know, I did the punches, right? Because hey, but you know, if you had nesting dies, this would have been easy too. You would have just ran it through the machine, found that hole where you wanted that hole. Oh, I forgot about this guy. It's okay. We will attach him regardless. And there we go. We have our little window to the back. All right. Well, we'll add the paper as a part of the elements here. Oh, inking. Inking, inking, inking. A little light inking, nothing major. Just a little bit. Just running it down the edge perpendicular to the sponge. So you don't get a lot of... It's all about the angles, people. It's the math. How much ink you get. You know? It's a lot of math. Like if you ever grouted floor tiles before, you gotta hold that grout pusher, that float 45 degrees, maximize how much grout goes in, get a good depth. Too much, not enough, no, not enough pressure. Okay. Kind of going by the bottom here, wanting this to be a little bit on the straight side. And then we're gonna just go like that. Beautiful. And we'll look. Surprise! It's not perfect, but it's better than nothing. Okay. So there we go. So the rest of this book, the ones that are like this, I always have a way to make a tall tag. I don't have to make it a tall tag necessarily. I could just stop right here and put it on a short tag. But I have a way to kind of make this both sides be used. So and sometimes, you know, doing all these little steps is just, you know, quiet, calm, right? Hashtag crafting is my therapy. Sorry. Oh, that one came out nice on that one. All right, we're just gonna keep keeping on, you know. So maybe I should be taking this out of the video, but I think it's just gonna be a nice chill day. Okay. So let's see. Tomorrow is you. Don't have a clue. Not yet. I have to think about it a little bit more. I can't. Like I feel like I tried to use AI. I didn't want to go back to last year's thing, and especially I think you was you do you, or Y was you do you. I don't know. So I have an idea for a Y. I have something for W. I even have something for X. Z. Let's see. Yeah, I have something for Z already planned in my head. Whether it's gonna work out or not, I don't know. So what W? So STU. V. I had something for vellum and I started to do it, but then I don't know. Let's see. Let me look at what I was playing with, and I'm like, Vellum is not your friend when it comes to stamping, so I don't think that that's gonna happen. So I was gonna use vellum, so but that's not gonna happen. So I don't know. I could still use vellum in a different way. I thought I was gonna be able to stamp and make something. I don't know what else I could use vellum for. Like, I try to make sure, and I think I've said this before in other videos, so it's been a minute, that whatever I'm using, I think, well, it doesn't matter. Whatever I'm using, as part of the letter, it needs to be either the thing, the actual thing, or the actual technique, right? So, I can't, like, so when my jean, my daughter is like, denim, with my jean cover. So it was like, oh, it was a jean. So the J was the item that I used, which were an old a pair of jeans I never really got to wear because, you know, hashtag didn't fit. And then the other, so that was like how I interpreted the J. And then, like, even today, tall tag, right? It's the thing that I'm making, right? So I wouldn't put, and you know, so I wouldn't just be like tall journal. That to me would not be a T, that would be a J, because tall is just a descriptive, an adjective, not really a main idea, kind of. So yes, it'd be a journal. But anyway, so this is a tall tag, T squared. Okay, and the last one of our gluing, and then we're gonna do a little bit of decoration. Let's see what we can do with our little scrappy scraps over here. Okay, nice little art glitter glue line. Yeah, it's cutesy, cutesy. Okay, I can't help it. I can't help it. My completionist wants to do something there. Not a lot. I'm gonna do a little bit like the other side is a lot more, because this is the back. It's just a hinty hint. Okay, so we got that. Now, of course, this is feeling a little bit more flimsy, so it's not, you know, something that's gonna be manhandled, but, you know, just so you be aware. You could have also glued there, which I didn't do for time and also why. But that would have helped a little bit to the stability around the window in terms of feeling a little bit loose, because you did cut a hole out of the cardstock, but that's okay, right? And so now what I want to do is I want to take that paper from the idea from the snippet roll. It's that register paper, and I was thinking to wrap it around one of the edges, and an interesting little situation so that we could see a little bit on the front and a little bit on the back. I was gonna leave it as it was. I'm trying to ink. Now you saw that, you were like, hello, you trying to ink the same side you inked before? I hope I'm in screen. I'm like, I've been checking. I think I've been staying in screen. I can't see the top of the thing. It's like I can't. Not that I can't. Well, I can't because I don't have the space for it. But I'm like, I need a situation where I can actually see what I'm doing, which I know how to do. I just don't have the space to set up equipment in that manner, you know. And I know a lot of people do their videos with their phones, and I've started to do that for this whole entire year. I used to, though, however, have like the whole video camera setup, microphone during COVID. I said the weed. They said the C word. I had to find something to do with myself, and I had my board gaming channel, and then also we had to teach. So I had a nice little setup back where I used to live, because we then moved during the vid. So anyway, and I just haven't set up my space, which is why my studio is a desk in the I was gonna say in the kitchen. Well, practically, it's not in the kitchen, but it's practically in the kitchen. It's in the living room. All right. All right, let's make some choices here, guys. We've got our tags, right? So we have the ability to put a little bit, we can cover this a little bit and create a little bit of interesting texture. And then I was thinking to, let's actually just gonna freehand, oopsie, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Was to go like this on this side, right? Have that, and then have a little bit extend over to the other side. So, but then I would have very straight edges. So what do we think about that, guys? Are we digging that? Are we not? I don't know. Is this too much on this side, taking up space? Okay. We can also cut it down to halfway point. Okay. And then take just a piece and put it there. I could still put the straight edge that way. I don't like that one there. I could do it's a little bit, it's a little chunky monkey over here. I could do it this way where this lines up and gives us a little edge. I think I like that. All right, this guy I will save him. He going to my straps. We don't waste not want now with that. Some of the numbers are like so blown out and not the greatest to visually see. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Yep. Okay. We're gonna do that. Okay. I'm only pushing the other half away because it's the numbers are upside down. So I'm just gonna do this. Okay. That's gonna go in the stash, and no, this one's gonna go in the stash. It's gonna go here. So I'm getting a little too long. I don't want to run out of. So sorry again. I apologize. Don't know why this is always happening. It's probably because I should probably have a moment. My body saying, "Listen, you just got up. Chillax. Ain't nobody need to see you right now." So we're just gonna cut this down. Okay. So all I did, if you want to know, you didn't see the other one, is I took the a long piece of the receipt roll. I coffee dyed the whole entire. I almost coffee dyed the whole entire roll, and then I had taken it out. I did a coffee stained situation stamp along with it. And then I did a stencil for the words, for the numbers and stuff. So yeah. And when I did that, I did it because I didn't know how much of the snippet was going to be actually visible. So I was like, oh, I got to make sure, I don't have any white space, even though it's coffee dyed. My idea of like, oh my God, I got to have white space was important to me. So I wanted to make sure. So let me get something to use as a gluing situation. So this came in the mail. Let me turn it around. I don't want to show you my address unless you're going to send me something that's, nice, but no. So anyway. So I'm going to take the Eileen's glue stick, the industrial strength. I don't know why. It's just what I have. I don't like to have a ton of these little ones there. I just wanted to try the glue, and I do like it. I wish they sold it in like a big old one. So we're gonna put it so that we're a little bit off from the edge, like the slightest bit off, because we did all that inking. We want to kind of show it. Okay. All right. There we go. Beautiful. That's a nice little thing. I wish I had been a little bit higher, but I wasn't paying attention to the top. That's our first layer of whatever decoration. Okay, I'm gonna put this one here again. Paying attention up to the top now, so I can get a little bit of variation of height. Lovely. I love it. I think it looks fabulous. I like this too because I can still see the yellowish, that's not yellow, orange. Oh my god, the orange tinge of it all. Okay. And I know that I'm using the glue book because I don't want to clean this. I'm just too tired. Okay. It's a little too high. Bring this down slightly, and there we go. Alright, this is gonna get too high, so we're gonna rip off some before we slap it down. Now I got glue stuck to my fingers. Okay, I'm just putting glue up there to get it out of my way. Yes. So if you haven't noticed that I'm doing the 100-day project. There's so many things going on. Hashtag this, hashtag that. And I want to be involved in everything. So I'm having fun with that. And yeah. Oh no, let's not glue this down yet. We gotta rip off another little piece. Got a little aggressive on the length. Okay. All right. Got a couple more dos más to do. Yeah. So I'm hoping that my channel is growing. It seems to be growing, you know. So I think hopefully I did it and I didn't punk out. I did a birthday video talking about wanting my channel and having like a deadline, not a deadline, but a hope line of when I may reach like, you know, 500 subscribers, to eventually reach 1,000, to eventually be able to not teach anymore. Nah, I know that that's not gonna happen. But have enough people, you know what, it would be fun, it would be nice, yeah, to have, you know, get something out of also doing this, even if it's just a little bit, to help support the habit of buying. Could you hear the birds in my neighborhood? I just heard the birds through my kitchen, my living room window, tweeting over there. Did you hear that? I wonder what kind of bird that is. And if you hear it and you know what kind of bird, let me know. There again. Anyway, I can't keep stopping so y'all can hear the bird that you probably can't hear. All right, let's put this away for now. Yeah, so we want to try to clean up as we go. And now I need a wipey, but I don't want to do that. Okay, so this is going to go off to the glue pile. Oh, we got our guys here. All right. And do we feel like we need more decoration? Okay, so let's see here. Now these guys are all going to the stash because, you know, they are all valuable. This one I will keep. This one, not so much. All right, just saying. All right, so let's see here. I feel like when I do this aggressive coffee dyeing, that it really takes a minute for stuff to hold down. Everything that's really super dark is lifting. Do you know why that is? Who's the scientist? I only teach math. Okay, so I was thinking I could, just to add a little something back here, is maybe put this line of whatever there. I don't have enough of these to put on every single card, right? But I could, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I could do 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3, 3, and 3, and add them to the cards as part of the decoration, right? So that's a possibility that I could do that. We also had these pieces here, right, which had the water situation, right? And we could put that there, but it's a little, I don't know, doesn't feel like it's giving because it's white, I think. And so that's causing me a moment to pause about doing that. We also have some of this that we could be layering, right? So that's a thing. So maybe we're just gonna worry about the front, right? Let's put these strippies up here. Okay. Now we also have these guys too. So, and even though it's the same card, I think we could also use it. So we're not going necessarily to reach for a ton of things from our stash. We're going to use things before they become scraps, basically. So we could put a little dynamic by having that be like this. That's a possibility. All right, have something like that. Okay, just trying to put these guys down. I don't know how many can you see. Can you see them all? I don't know. Can you see them all? Let's see. Okay, more or less. And we can do something like that. We can take, oh, my sweater. The little pieces that we cut off from the top and bottom. Put that there. Okay. We have this other little piece there. We could just cut them straight. Let's see if I can do that without messing up. Okay, and we could just make it a smaller little label-ish. I'm not even putting them on the right ones because I don't know which ones they go with. Right, and then I know it's formulaic and it's looking the same, but sometimes, you know, it works, and you just put one in the journal. Just put building up your stash, you know, and it's a one specialty situation that goes in here. Oh, this one has a little birdie on him. I don't want to do that. We will take this guy here. All right, so these pieces that we have left over that have the water situations and the birdie, these I will put back in this little bottle, this little thing I have of labels. This that's just white and doesn't have anything, I will throw away. Okay. And then with this one, I think I'm gonna do something similar, but not for this side. I think I'm gonna put it in the other side. So we're gonna store those, and then we are going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If I keep the word key in there, you know, I could let's make that a little label in itself. I could use another time throwing it in there, and then we said that we would do 3s, right? 3. So this is 3. Okay, and then another 3. That's not for the front. And I feel like I need another something a little different for the back. Not for the back, for this here. So I'm gonna go to my stash of circles, and we'll see what we have. Maybe we have something fun. So I have a whole thing of circles that I cut, circles from everything that I wind up now cutting into using. So we could do a little circle, just something coffee dyed, to add underneath this. Or we could do regular, no, I need coffee dye ones. Also, let's see what else we have. We have more green. No, that's too much green. I could put book page underneath. That might be interesting because I'm going to cover most of it. So it'll add another different element, more or less. I have buttons, but I don't feel like the buttons go with it. So we will put a little piece of text on each one. And I think And then we will be kind of done. Come on, one more page. Okay, here we go. Okay. That said, I want to put these on the back. So let's see. I need some things for the back. So let me take a look here. We've got music page, but no. Ooh, this is interesting. Let's see. Do I have 6? I've got 2, 3. This is broken. Here's 3, 4. Please tell me I have 2 more. Come on. Come on. Sorry, I'm like so intensely quiet now because I'm looking for the dang leafy thingy. All the circles I have. No. I don't want to use the green because it's too close to whatever. I like that little bit of orange. I think that that's interesting. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, no. Why? Come on, man. No bueno. You get a good idea, and then you can't find what you need. I've been through almost all of these. See, this one, these 2 are attached, and you know what? Is that 6? I don't care that it's half. Make it work. Yeah. We got to keep it moving, guys. We got to keep it moving. Okay. Excuse me. It's getting better. My body's like, okay, we're up. We're almost ready to play. You started in too early. All right. So I'm going to pause. You guys, I'm going to ink everything. And then hopefully this video won't have been too long. And then we'll come back. Okay? Okay, everything's inked. And I actually did glue the other ones on. So I'm going to tell you and show you the design. And then I'll show you everything. And then, you know, you may leave if you so choose. So I inked up the circles at all the little pieces. And this is dark because this is very brittle paper. So to ink up the front, I have to put it on the pad and hit it with the ink dauber. Okay. So I'm just doing that a little off center. Then I'm taking the full one, or the full length or width of the image up there, and I am placing that around there, a little off, and then excuse me, this is going to be in there. That's the other layer. Okay, and now this is a cluster component. I'm going to put it down. You can put it wherever you want, but that's where I chose to place it. Okay. Then I still had a lot of pieces, so honestly the only scraps I have are just like this much because I like literally used everything. I'm going to show you because you know those little green strips and these pieces here. I only threw out a little bit of white, right? And I'm just going to make sure that this is kind of straight with the bottom, and I hope so because I can't, you know, have to hold it up. Yeah, looks good. So that's our front decoration. So on the back, I decided to add decoration. So I took some of the strippies and I put some ink on them. There was only 3, which was weird. So I cut it down to half for the 6 tags. Okay. And then I did what I was thinking, which is to hit it up here along the edge of the picture. Okay. And then I found these round ones that are leaves, but you really can't. I know that they're like autumn leaves, but they have a little bit of color in them. And I placed that about here, right, on the picture, because most of the pictures had some white space. I took another one of the bottom pieces because there was a top and a bottom, so we did have enough to go around in terms of the front having 6 and this having another 6. And I did this to kind of make it appear like a frame. And then one of these 3 pieces that we cut, right, from the long strip on the side, for the 6 tags, they wound up going on the back here. So I just lined it up to the bottom of the window, and then a little bit of the edge showing here. Okay, so each time they wind up in a little bit of a different place. This is not my favorite place. I folded these up and cut these things, like thinking that I might do it as a tag topper. But I'm going to hold off on the tag topper. I'm going to just put this over here to the side. But this is the design. Excuse me. We are still not talkie ready from the morning. Okay, so we have this guy here, right? And you saw the back we just did together. Then we have our other 5. So we have this one, same design, back. See, this is a little lower. That's okay. Again, back. Okay, and again, and this is our back. Are you in? Am I even on the? I don't even know, guys. I hope I've been. Let me do this again. I need a better situation. And then this one, and then the back, and then this guy here, okay, and then the back. So here are my tall tags using what I own, and you know, trying to be a little different. Now there was one other thing I was considering. Where is it? See, this is when you put things back and then you're like, oh no, I need to use it again. Excuse me. Oh, here it goes. I was kind of thinking maybe adding some of that coffee thing, like a little splatter here. So I have one that's kind of on the longish side, which is this one. And we're going to sacrifice one for a minute. And we're going to go get our inkies. Let's see here. The portobello is what I used. Okay. Alright, and this could be a fail or it could be a fantastic addition. So I think I'm gonna just, I don't know, somehow, maybe just one. I don't know if I want to do more than one or how this is going to come off. I could do 1st generation, 2nd generation stamping. So that's a thing. So let's see here. Let's go. 1. And then over here. 2. Not my favorite. I'm not mad at it. But do we want to do it to the whole, to all of them? I feel like I don't have to, because, you know, or maybe a lighter color. Hold up. Oh, shoot. I think I have, yes, sand dune. Let's try sand dune. Let's wipe this off. Okay, let's try sand dune. Maybe sand dune would be something. Because we have to grunge it up a little bit, right? It's just too pretty. Okay. Yeah, the little hint of subtlety, I think. And that's the 2nd generation, so that's cool. Alright, let's do that. I don't know, should we add a coffee ring as well? Okay, just to add a little bit of that grunge. I'm sorry if you guys are like, no, you messed them up, but you know what? We're doing stuff for junk journaling, so you know it's gotta have a little bit of grunge. That first one, that's my mama saying no, because that was her flower. So, but I'll still use it. It's still good. And I remember, like, if you notice, I'm putting this in one direction, say this way, and then turning it so that way this variation. All right, now we're done. I'm actually pretty happy with that. I'm not mad at this one, but it is a little bit aggressive, but I like it. But here we go. There we are. We have done our toe tags. We have grungified them. We have done a peekaboo in the back hole to see the other floral. And I hope you've enjoyed this time with me. If you're new, please consider subscribing. If you've been here for the minute, thank you so much for keeping and returning. You give me so much more support and I appreciate it. Please like, please comment, please share. That would be awesome. And yeah, until next time, which is tomorrow, which is you, which I still don't know what to do. Ciao, ciao. Bye.